All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. Real excited to talk about this one, and I'll be honest, I cannot take credit. So this one came from the Discord. You can see we've been talking about it a bunch today. But yeah, GNS, Xmas holiday, yeah, it was definitely Christmas today with GNS, right? So good early notification. You can see we actually talked about the news in here as well. So real happy that I got to catch this one myself, right? And honestly, it seems like it wants more. I actually even thought we were going to head to the 200 today, but that's basically what I'm expecting tomorrow, all right? The other one I want to look at is Donkey Kong, DKNG, DraftKings. So I was really excited about that one after the last earnings. They gave really good guidance, but it's been battling with this $42 resistance lines for months, but it seems like we're at a place where I think it's going to break. So excited to talk about these two for sure, all right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I am so grateful for it, all right? So GNS, look, I want to start with saying something that I know is going to be in the back of a lot of viewers' minds, all right? There are people that hate this stock. There are people that have lost so much money on GNS. And I mean, look, just zooming out, you can see there have been more places to lose money than make money. And this thing hasn't even been around for a long time, right? But there are stocks that just have this burn on you, and if this is one of them, you do not need to trade it all. Look, surf is what I remember us saying. Yes, not every wave. So the comment was right here, and I look, someone said that they would never touch GNS. The last time they bought it and it got burned, and I know that I say that to a bunch of other stocks, right? To me, you don't need to trade all the runners to win. There are so many stocks that you don't even need to touch the ones that you hate, right? If you trade what you're comfortable with, you will win, all right? So just keep that in the back of your head, all right? You don't need to catch them all. But again, this makes me believe this wants more, all right? So what am I looking at? This candle first, all right? When we're looking at Thursday's candle, you can see we break 1, 2, 3 moving averages on a single day. I only got 5. We break more than half on a single candle. Huge, all right? Breaking 1 is not the easiest thing. Obviously, breaking 2 or 3 is that much harder, right? So big candle, big volume, all right? Friday was an interesting one for 2 reasons, all right? Number one, I always assume Friday's going to be a loser day across any stock, any sector. I really do, all right? I am just like, I just can't believe that this thing was green. It was a 5% minimal number, but yeah, just being green alone was huge, all right? I love that it closed, obviously it was green, so that's why it was, right? But like, we closed well above the Thursday candle. We don't even have a momentary drop below the 50, let alone any of the other ones, right? So it holds all the MAs, it holds the candle, and lo and behold, today does even better, right? So this really was a big move on Thursday that didn't get confirmed on Friday. But yeah, day after a doji, and to me, that's kind of a doji in all honesty. Day after the doji is generally very telling, right? What I love is the fact, look, you know my rhyme, right? You break the 8, you go to the 20, you break the 20, you go to the 50, break the 50, go to the 100, break the 100, go to the 200 is now what I'm hunting. We have gotten over that line. We've gotten over it pretty well. At this point, I am expecting us to come up to 72 cents. That's where the 100 moving average, the 200 is sitting right now. I think that there's a decent chance that will come down to here. Maybe 54 is something that might hit. Look, no one wants to drop from 59 to 54, let alone look at this thing go up after hours, right? I'm not trying to get too excited about that. You know, I think after hours is a little shady, but maybe we drop down to 54 cents. But look, I still think we're staying over the 100 moving average. I still think we're staying over 50% of the candle. And yeah, more than anything, I really think that this thing is hungry. So what was the news? Let's just go back to the news real quick. 1 second, right here. There was a acquisition of an AI company. All right. Now, I will say two things. Number one, being AI, anything is a good thing. I think we all can agree. Well, I don't want to say that. We might not all agree, but I genuinely believe in AI. I do believe AI is the next big thing that's going to do something important, right? And any sort of connection to AI kind of, I think, makes you a little bit above the others, all right? So I like the news. I like the AI just connection. My technical comment was basically if we can close at or higher than 55 cents today, and you can see that was several hours earlier, that's going to make me think more for tomorrow. So we destroyed that with a close of 59. So again, to me, it's no surprise we're already pushing the 60s, right? So I believe there is a meeting. Give me a second. I think we talked about that as well. Meeting? Nope. Meeting. Hold on. No, I don't know what it was. Maybe I'm also confusing something. But I thought I saw someone say that on Thursday there might be a conference to discuss this. If that's accurate, I will for sure sell everything the day before the conference. I'm not one to believe conferences do good things. You know, I might be wrong, right? But to me, I think there's a good little rumor here of that AI acquisition. There's good volume. There's good moving averages to be had, all right? Loving the MACD. It is in the positive. Loving the RSI. 76 is a little high. We can still push to the 80s. Looking at this right here, look, the RSI at this peak was actually only a 70. I gotta zoom out. My goodness, it's been a while since we've had a really high RSI. The last real high RSI was a very high one at a 96, but it was back in January 23. It's been a little bit more than a year. What was this RSI? Okay, this was an 85, and this was, what am I looking at? August of last year, so about 7 months. It's been a while since we've had a good RSI pushing. And again, that looks like good divergence, right? So I think the biggest thing is going to be volume. Look, I think we can hold 50 million. I think this can come down just a little bit and still be okay. I would love for more, right? So I'm going to do two things. 50 divided by 7. The lowest volume I'm willing to accept is 7 million shares. All right, I want at least 14 million shares by the second hour of trading. All right, that said, what I would really love, man, even 64, even like a 5% increase. All right, 64 million shares, because again, today was 61 million shares. I'm adding 3 to that. I would love 9 million the first one or 18 million the second one. So I would love by the second hour to be somewhere around 14 to 19 million shares traded. If we're somewhere in that, I think we'll be okay with price. Obviously, I would love to be closer to 19, 20, 21, 22, right? Like, let's bring the volume. Let's break this, right? Zooming out. Look, we've actually had some decent volume days, and we've been in this like 55, 60 million moment before. We had it right here. We had it right here. Clearly some bigger ones, right? So somewhat familiar territory, and more than anything, that's not a crazy pump and dump from Thursday. Obviously, it looks like a crazy pump and dump for Friday, right? But Thursday and today, that looks actually relatively sustainable in my eyes. So liking the daily a lot. What's the weekly? Look, weekly is showing 75 cents as well. The next moving average lineup is actually right here. Looks like it's a couple pennies high over. I think when the daily and the weekly are both saying the same thing, I love it. This thing wants the 70s. Love it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Otherwise, DKNG, DraftKings. I love calling this one Donkey Kong, actually. I really expected more here. All right, really quickly, if you can please subscribe, please share. It does wonders with the algorithms. All right. Donkey Kong had great earnings, and it actually not only had great earnings, it had amazing guidance. All right, guidance, I believe, is more important. You want people to believe the future of your stock is going to be good, so they buy a lot of it today. Right? If I buy today knowing the future is good tomorrow, why wouldn't I buy the boat, right? So guidance is huge, and yeah, they dropped some really good guidance. And yeah, it did take us, we got over all the moving averages. We came to this 41 resistance. It looked like it was ready to fly, and it never did. We basically stayed, like I said, at that $42 resistance, 41.98 for far too long, all right? It seems like we're ready to do something, and it actually is mainly driven by today's candle. I loved today's candle. It was the first real good one all month. All right, it is now getting us into, sorry, click too high. You can see it. This day opens at 43.50. We closed at 43.52. It's only 2 pennies, but we're now in this candle. And I'm just seeing a bunch of green, 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 red, 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 green. Like, I really think we want to come up to 48. And more than anything, I think we want to escape the 41 and hopefully come on up to 49. Because, I mean, just look at this channel. Green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red. Like, there's nothing but fast up and down and nothingness. Like, it seems like this actually wants to go to 49, all right? Again, look, you can kind of see, I think zooming out, it does it really well. There's real high, real low, real high, real low, real high RSI. We've now come back down. I think we're ready to do the real high again. And look, we were only at 50. This thing wants to come to the good 80s. This thing's actually at 86 pretty consistently, actually. So, I am liking this. And again, you can easily see today was the best volume in literally 2 weeks, right? The last 2 weeks have been well under the 50-day average. And I mean, it's been pretty under it since the middle of February, right? So I'm hoping tomorrow can echo the volume. We get a nice little boost. Like, we've seen it. It knows how to do a couple of good days of growth. It at least knows how to do, I mean, weeks and weeks and weeks of good volume, right? So let's set it up. I think this is ready to go, and I definitely am liking what I'm seeing here, all right? Where are we on the weekly? Look, we're over all the moving averages here too. This thing, I feel like it didn't do what I expected it to do, but it seems like this might be the moment, all right? So I'm liking Donkey Kong. Let's see if it can actually throw the barrel and go. That was a horrible video game joke, but I hope you smiled. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Even if you disagree, hey, I appreciate you so much.